The first time that I met you, I came into work at the movie theater, and everyone was standing outside the theater waiting to clean it, and I walked up, and you were the new guy, and I hadn't met you before, and you mentioned how you didn't like your dog, and then I was asking why. I was really confused, and you said that I could have your dog if I wanted. And that was the first conversation we had. Yeah, we just kept working together and became friends, like, in between shows, cleaning the theaters and stuff, and, like, closing. We saw a couple movies together. This one particular time, I remember we went to see the movie Solo, and I just remember that I didn't really pay attention to the movie at all, and I couldn't tell you anything that happened in it. I feel like in the start of a relationship, I just remember driving you around just all the time in my car, and that car kind of became like our special place. And then we just kind of like started hanging out that summer and basically just fell in love in that summer and had a really special time and got serious pretty quickly and had to face the repercussions of like realizing that pretty soon we weren't gonna be able to like see each other anymore. So we planned to break up at the end of the summer. I feel like we were just like trying not to think about it, and I was just like pushing it off because it just kind of felt like a countdown to like the end of the world or something. So I just tried not to think about it until it happened, and it was just like really sad and hard. At the end of the summer, when the countdown was finally over and we both knew you had to leave, I think you had to go at like 5 a.m. to like get to school on time, and we just stayed up that whole night. And I remember we laid a blanket out in my front yard and just laid on the blanket and like looked at the sky and fell asleep and just worked together until you had to leave. And then I remember I drove you back to your house and we said goodbye and I drove away. After you left, I remember we just kept texting and Snapchatting like normal, and it felt kind of weird because we were supposed to have broken up, but you were still my best friend, and I still wanted to know about how the move-in was going, and I think we really just like needed to check up on each other to make sure that we were okay. So after that, we just kept talking and it felt like normal, and we started to realize that we were really just still dating and still had the relationship that we had always had. So we had the conversation of like, maybe we should just try out doing long distance, and it worked. When you came back, I remember the first time I saw you, we both had this really weird feeling, like we were dreaming. Like, I remember I drove in and you ran up to me, and then we were both just like in disbelief and just like couldn't comprehend that like we were there, and it was like we were seeing each other again. And it was just kind of like this very like cloud nine, this can't be real type of feeling. I think long distance is hardest when something happens and you need to be there with the person that you love, and you can't because there is such a big distance between each other. I think long distance really makes you appreciate the special moments in a relationship. Because when you can't be with the person you love every day, when you are with them, it's even more special.